You should be able to. All right, boys. It looks like the game is ready. We're going to go ahead and cut the music and get this game 1 of best of 3 versus, who is it? Heavenly Knights and Infamous. Let's go. All right. Picking phase. Here we go. PVL is officially starting for the day. This is week 1. Game number, let's see, we did 2 games yesterday, and then we had 2 games on YouTube, so that would be 4. This will be game number 5 of the PVL. If you've been missing some of the action, you can check it out here on my stream every Tuesday or Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday. I had to get those days right. It's the first week we're doing it. But, alright, we got Rourke bans, Superman ban. It looks like the Teamy and also possibly Amina. So it looks like this red team is going for more of the support bans, which is a great pickup. And it looks like this blue team's going for more of the A+ rated heroes. The A+ tier rankings right now, or S rankings is what some websites put them as. Lindis, obvious ban coming out. Superman and Rourke, all normal bans. Violet, final ban coming out for this red side. It would be no surprise. The red team is going to give up Violet to this blue team, which they will absolutely pick up. I'm very confident. And, oh, it looks like they're actually going the Chugnar route, which is a good choice. With that being said, because there's such a limited amount of support still out there. And it looks like we got the Malik being shown. Could be a solid pickup, especially against a Chugnar who's more tanky. Very nice. And a Lumber. So choosing to already go the extra support. I think that's kind of a misplay. They know the support on the blue side's already been picked. I don't think they really need to pick out the Lumber to keep it away from blue at this point. I think they should have went with more of a selection that they think that blue will take, so that they would have some better luck. But again, this is what picking phases are for. This is what this whole series is about. Learning from mistakes, and especially in the picking phase, it's so huge. It's so huge. There's games that have been won and lost just from picking heroes. So Emily being shown, she has not had a great track record in this tournament. She has been, she just got destroyed yesterday. So it will be interesting to see someone actually play her that can do well, but we just have not seen it yet. And it looks like we got Roxy coming out, which would be nice. And that is a lot. There we go. A Slims instead of a Violet. Pretty solid pickup. Slims is still a pretty high tier hero right now. I would say a Violet's probably rated a little higher than him, but not by much. So whoever is going to play Slims is probably more confident with him. We have 3 punish abilities on this blue side. So that's going to be maybe a problem when it comes to later in the game, but we will have to see. And okay, so Tolanis is not done well so far in any of the games that we've played. So we will have to. And going with the Finnick. Actually, yesterday, Finnick was played and did exceptionally well. We will have to see if Fierce is going to be able to hit that high-quality content that we saw yesterday. So the picks are out. It looks like no one is really switching. So it looks like they just chose exactly who they wanted to play. So I would have to say right now, it looks like this blue team has this one in the bag. As far as their picks, look at these. Every single one of these heroes is top tier. On this red side, Lumber, great choice. Malik, another top tier hero. Emily's very interesting pick, especially with the Roar ability. I think that we're going to see another Emily fall on their face. We have not been able to see a good one this whole tournament, and a few people have tried. Finnick is another one that's always a toss-up. You have to be it comes down to skill when you play with that, so we will see. All right, and the game is loading. Like I said, the most interesting aspect is that the 3 punishes abilities on this blue team is definitely going to split up the Roxy and the Zinnia, which was an obvious choice. But that's going to leave Chugnar kind of in a weird spot, and he's going to have to roam around the map. Normally, you send the Chugnar in one of those lanes and have another roaming kind of support-ish hero. But it looks like they're choosing to go a different route. But if we look, it looks like, yeah, the biggest wild card, it's got to be the Amelie. The Amelie's is, man, I don't know. We saw her just not even do just poorly. We saw her just fall flat on her face all yesterday. So, I think she died in one of the games. I think she died 7 times, and it was bad. It was not good. So, and that's what we were kind of saying before the match, is that she's a decent hero, but she's not a top tier hero, just like all the rest of them. So this blue team, I would have to say, is definitely in the lead as far as heroes. But can they execute on it? That's what matters. And this blue team looks like they're huddling up. Roxy actually getting caught out up on top. In the meantime, the blue team's actually pushing on to Malik, and it looks like they're gonna have to switch off the blue blue buffs. And Finnick was able to pick that up. If we go over to the other side, it looks like Slims is picking that up. So an obvious trade, 1-to-1 there. Nothing too exciting is going on. It looks like Jannar in middle going up against the Flash, which is going to be a pretty obvious thing. And it looks like Lumber's actually helping Finnick. Finnick is a master of the jungle and shouldn't need any kinds of issues. Oh, Jannar actually having to flicker, very out of position there. And let's take a look up at the top. So, Amelie's just taking some pretty big damage here, but the Shuriken is going to be able to keep her up and being a formidable opponent against Roxy. And it looks like the red team is getting ready for a gank, and it looks like they find Slims in the jungle. Slims is able to get out with no problem. Looks like Chugnar is now the focus of the damage. Slims throwing out an arrow, hitting nothing but air. And the red team is going to back off. It looks like the dragon is coming up very soon, and it looks like Roxy and Amelie are going to be in a fight. And again, she was taken out, and that's what I was unfortunately thought was going to happen. It was close, and that's where she's supposed to excel, is in those solo lanes, but she's just not able to kill the Roxy with that fire ability. Looks like the blue team is going to take this time with the top tier, or the top hero down, and they're going to go for the dragon. Flash actually getting initiated on by Lumber, and it looks like Malik coming in with the true damage swipe. Wasn't able to really hit it. We got Zenial coming in, trying to throw out a heal. We got some more skills going off. Finnick throwing out his ult. Spear coming in, hitting no one magically, but the blue team was able to pick up that Lumber, and it looks like they're going to disengage. So Slim's arrow just barely missing all the entire red team. If that would have landed with another, that was easily going to be another kill. So Roxy returning back up on top, and same with Zenial. Zenial, clutch ult. It got him into the fight. He was able to heal Flash a little bit, which was enough to get Flash back in the game. The spears, I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I know. I keep messing them up. I always call them arrows. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it, chat. So Zenial picking up the owl on the bottom. Very nice. And it looks like this red team might be setting up to try to get this Flash. And look at this. They are choosing to rotate up top, but they don't have any vision of the top hero. So it looks like they might try to push this entire towers, and that looks like exactly what they're doing. Roxy, unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time. Zenial coming in with the ult, and Lumber is down. Flash coming in as well, rotating very nicely. And Chugnar just coming in just as some support. By the way, always green, thank you so much for that, host. Much appreciated. Love your face. And with that host, like we always do, boys, we're going to go ahead and do ourselves a little bit of a giveaway. So if you guys want, join in on that. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate it. And it looks like blue team's setting up for a possible gank in the middle, but it looks like just waiting to see if this red team is going to go for that dragon. Lumber barely missing the flash with his ult. And then we got Jannar going in with his ult. That is down, and Slims is easily able to pick him up with that damage buff, or the damage reduction. Gone. Slims missing with his spear, and Flash barely getting away at this point. Roxy coming in, grabbing the Malik. We got the true damage stripe from the Malik, and Malik is cleaning up at this point, and Finnick as well with the damage, and Flash is still in there, and luckily even. And it looks like Finnick is very low. Flash could initiate onto this and seize both heroes at this point. Is he going to? I think if they both pressure this, they could be able to, but it looks like they're maybe wasting a little too much time. And sure enough, there's Lumber. Lumber is possibly going to go down, and there he goes. Jannar coming in little late after respawning after dying, but wasn't able to get any kind of kills. So if we look at the stats right now, we got 7 kills to 2 kills. As far as the gold difference, it isn't as extreme as you would think. It's only about 1K, maybe 2K. And look at that. Just, she is supposed to be such a damage to a single target, and she just cannot keep up with this Roxy. Roxy does have 3 kills, so it's no surprise there. And it looks like we got some initiation onto the dragon. We got Flash going in quite a bit. Jannar doing massive amount of damage with his ult, but just wasn't able to stay in the game. And it looks like Lumber is possibly going to go down, and there it goes. And it looks like Emily and Roxy coming down from the top, and it's possibly going to be the end for both of Malik and Emily. And Finnick is the sole survivor of all of that, and not for long if he sticks around. They're able to get that tower, and it looks like they're going to easily rotate down to Dragon and pick that up as well. So right now, this blue team, like we said earlier, is going to do some work. They just picked the right champions to really execute this game very well. And Slims has just barely missed every spear, but has just luckily gotten through. And it looks like Jannar getting initiated on by the Flash. Lumber coming out with the ult. Jannar's going to have to back away, and Finnick just getting some chip damage onto Roxy. So they definitely need to be careful. The red team is getting very far behind at this point. Flash coming in just to secure that owl kill. I really don't know what this red team can do in order to come back from this. They really need to get a good team fight, and they need to utilize this Finnick. Finnick is a objective killing machine, but just isn't able at this point to really kill any. Zenio coming in with an ult, wasn't able to get much going on, and jumps in, but misses his stun as well. So, kind of a misplay from the Zenio. We got the ult coming in from the Flash. Flash picking up that Lumber kill, or it looks like Roxy was actually able to pick up that Lumber kill. We got Emily coming in, doing some massive damage, and it looks like Slims died to that Finnick. Jannar coming in, dropping his ult, finishing off another target, which was that Slims. Or I'm sorry, which was the Roxy, going down as well. So Finnick did pick up a kill there, which is going to be hopefully accelerate him and get his team back into this game. They really need to utilize Finnick being able to push these towers and the objectives. They really need to get some objectives. Right now, it looks like it's just going to team fights, and they will lose that, especially being over 10 kills down right now. If they go for this Dark Slayer, that would be pretty huge, but they do need to eventually, in order to do that, take out a hero. So it looks like Finnick's just clearing the jungle, rotating top. Chugnar already there, and it looks like the blue team already is well aware what is going on. Emily, Chugnar, and Jannar using their ults, but look at that! Roxy's not even half life yet, and they were able to pick up the kill on the Emily. And it looks like Lumber coming in. Finnick actually picking up the kill on the Chugnar, which is very nice. But they're trying to go for this Zenio. Zenio does get taken out there. So Finnick is doing very well. We got to give it to him. He's got the damage. And look at him. He's pushing these towers. I think they got to be able to. They have to focus Finnick first if they're gonna want to finish this game. So Emily still 0-5 but has been around 6 of the kills. So you can't knock what she's doing up on top, but is got to be close to the lowest person on the totem pole next to Lumber. Lumber is 1-5 and 5. And it looks like, ooh, a great stun by Slims. Throws a Hail Mary into a crowd and ends up hitting Lumber. And this is going to be a big fight. Looks like, oh, Malik was actually hit. Got his true damage swipe out, but chooses to disengage. The Enraged Abyssal is up, and the blue is going to want to take that. Slim's just barely missing again. I'm really not sure what's going on here. And look at this, Malik coming in with the big boy swings. We got Finnick dropping the ult. Chugnar and Roxy both down. Lumber coming in with that ult, dropping down the Zenial. That is a 3-for-0 trade for this red team. This red team just took the lead in the money and completely turned around this game. We have a game on our hands, boys. So that fight right there really solidified the team fights and the money difference. They really caught up after that, especially getting possibly forgot that buff, but luckily went back and got it. So Finnick is going to need that since he doesn't have since he's such a glass cannon. So this blue team really still ahead on kills. But look at this. It is a 3-tower, 1 dragon on this red side. 2 dragons, 1 tower on this blue side. But the red team does have the money lead at this point. And if you look, it is Finnick by 8K. Next closest is Slims with 7.4. So he is just 1K, almost 1K over Slims. Which Slims has 4 kills. Finnick with 8. So Finnick has been just making sure that he's getting every last hit. And he's doing a great job, I gotta say. So it looks like they want to push this tower. Again, that's what they need to do. Get these objectives. Pressure every objective that they can. If they're able to pick up a kill here, they easily could get this Darkslayer. Flash going in on Jannar, which I think might have been a misplay. And it looks like Jannar actually dropping his ult. And Chugnar and Slims are going to have to back out. That was a pretty good initiation for the red team to really take advantage with that Flash ult being down. But they didn't. They were a little too worried. They were maybe a little too spread out to really go for anything. And it looks like they're trying to possibly rotate on bottom. Lumber doing a little bit of scouting and is about to run into 4 of the blue team. But this blue team now can see that the entire team is sitting around this middle. Zenial doing a great job pushing that bottom lane. He really needs to just kind of keep pushing if possible, but he's really not sure where they're at, so he's just staying by the tower at this point. This red team looks like they really want this Darkslayer. The Darkslayer, though, they do have the Darkslayer debuff at this point. So they need to be careful because they're doing 50% less damage to this Darkslayer. So as soon as it's down, you can bet that this red team wants to go for it. Looks like Flash actually, look at that whole combo, taking him down quite a bit. Almost half life, but that Shuriken is going to get her back up to a pretty reasonable amount of life. Looks like Ghost on the Roxy coming in to try to clear this creep wave. Zenial and Malik down on bottom in a little bit of a tug of war. Not much to do there. Going back to middle. Lumber picking up, finding Slims. Is he going to drop the ult? And it looks like Jannar running in and ulting a little premature. That's the second time we've seen that. And look at that. We got the Zenial coming in with the heal to heal up all that damage. Flash initiating onto Lumber. And it looks like possibly Lumber going down. Oh, but Slims was hit up by the Lumber skill. And he is taken down. Finishing off Zenial. And now Roxy is in Chugnar running away at this point. Flash is still alive and running away from the Jannar, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch him. And sure enough, this red team is going to go for this tower. They would be fools not to. Malik was able to pick up the bottom tower while all that action was going down. After all that action was going down, it looks like the creeps might have pushed it and killed it. So this mid tower is for sure going down. There's not much they can do about it. And look at this. We got Malik coming in with the ult. Doesn't hit anyone, but it puts that little buffer. Finnick gets dropped by that. And it looks like now their red team is going to have to run away at this point. And they are initiating onto Malik. We got the Zenio coming in. But in the meantime, Jannar actually was able to take top. Chugnar is going to go down. Oh, but luckily he wasn't able to get another swing off. And Malik is down. So, oh no. No one is rotating up top to help Jannar. Jannar is going to get taken down by this Roxy. And look at that slow that she has. Just absolutely devastating with the Mr. Frosty staff. So, very cool. And look at this. We got the blue team actually initiating onto the Darkslayer. Lumber there. Great peace of mind for Lumber to actually sit there and actually see what's going on. We got Chugnar ulting. Looks like not able to really connect. And it looks like Flash taken out by Emily. Emily actually did a lot of damage there. Darkslayer getting ready to be taken out. And the blue team was able to pick it up even though the whole red team was there. So a big misplay by this red team. They had 3 heroes there, and they weren't able to take it. They weren't able to pick it up. And it looks like Slim's actually finishing off Malik on bottom. So, blue team making an effort to come back. They're still 3K down. Oh, and I apologize. The red team got the Darkslayer. I must have read that wrong. I apologize. So the red team actually did get the Darkslayer. So good. Apologize for that. I thought I read that the blue team got it, but I must have been incorrect. So Flash going in, and look at that damage. Already half-life. Hafner is gonna have to run back, and this red team is gonna know that, so that. Oh, and it looks like Slim's picking up his bow of slaughter, which is going to be very good. The dragon is being summoned. They are trying to get this tower as quickly as possible. Jannar flickering away, but just not able to get away far enough. Ult coming out from Roxy. Roxy missing the ult. Flash going in, trying to get that Finnick and the Jannar. Jannar is possibly going to go down, and oh, lives. We got Lumber possibly going down. Jannar was able to pick up the Chugnar, and we got Jannar trying his best to stay alive. Roxy in hot pursuit. Zenio now needs to get out of there. That is 4 heroes down for this blue side. 1 hero down for the red. It is going to be very bad for this blue team, and they are more than likely going to be able to finish this game. If Finnick gets onto that tower, it is going to be lights out for sure. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do. Finnick running straight up to the tower. We got Malik dropping his ult. Finnick trying his best to finish this game off. And Finnick was able to throw it. Oh, he accidentally threw it onto Roxy. They may not be able to finish it. Oh, but there he goes. He was actually able to come back to life and solidify and win the game. So good for them. So Infamous taking the game number 1. All right, and we're going to just take a moment and look at some of these stats. Give me 1 second. All right, and if we look at that damage. Jannar actually just doing 31% of the damage. So good. Absolutely so good. And if you look at the rest of the team, look at that. Lumber, 5%. And Lumber actually right next to the Zenio. Look at that, 10% only. Wasn't able to really get much damage. And if we look at his abilities, sure enough, he went more tanky than anything. But yeah, the person who really won was definitely that Roxy on this team. Roxy and Jannar were the 2 powerhouses next to the Finnick and the Slims. So very good game. Very good game. All right, we're going to keep this going. So I'm going to go ahead and get the next game ready. Remember, it is best of 3, so that was just game number 1. And we will get the next game going. We'll get the music going. And also, we're going to go ahead and choose the winner. So if you guys didn't get in the skin giveaway, make sure to type that in. And thank you, Always Green, for the host. Can I put the build in chat? Yeah. Okay. We'll do it real quick. Get ready to take a screenshot, buddy. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Where's he at? Alright, you ready for this? There you go. That's the build that I go with. So, click it, save it, screenshot, do all that. Whatever you gotta do. Alright. I should have gave you enough time. There you go, buddy. All right, I think once we'll go ahead and start the giveaway right now. So let's see who ended up winning. All right, and the winner of the skin, while we're getting this ready to go, is going to be, oh, we got some last minute people coming in, and the winner is Evil Traffic Cone, my dude. Congrats, buddy. You know what to do. Send me a request on the game, add me up, whatever you got to do. Oh, he's here. Traffic, if you can, make sure to send me a Discord message. Also, or I'm sorry. Actually, I'll just put it in Discord. I just like to have some way to remember. Also, we've been doing this Traffic Cone, so if you can, go onto Discord, hashtag giveaways, post a picture, buddy. I don't see you on Discord, bud. Alright. Super laggy for me, East Coast. Anyone else? If it's laggy for you, it's probably because maybe internet, something along those lines. I have a pretty high quality stream. I've tried to turn it down, but yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what we're dealing with. Reroll, he's not here. Oh, I know he's here. Why I picked? Just for fun. Just for the heck of it. I like to get to know you guys. That's all. Good game. Get ready. Alright, ready, check. We're just waiting for them to let me know. Oh, that's your name? Oh, okay. All right. All right, looks like they're ready to go. So I will go. It's a $5 skin. Traffic. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this game. Let's get this going. All right, we got the Teamy skin. Or I'm sorry, the Teamy. I said skin. Oh my gosh. The Teamy, and it looks like possibly the Kali. So Kali is interesting because no one picked Kali, but they did ban Kali last game. So the blue team, which was the red team last game, did ban Kali and Teamy as well. It looks like the red team is banning Superman. Should see a Lindis. That's exactly what I was about to say. And it looks like we'll have to see what the blue team picks, because they could definitely pick out a certain hero to ban that the red team did very well with. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, the red team did very well with. So, the blue team, I guess, from last game. So, Violet is banned. So, no one actually picked up Violet, even though she wasn't banned. So, it's kind of a weird pick, or a weird ban. And the Chugnar actually is pretty interesting. So, the Chugnar might be the one that I can see. So we have the blue team now getting first pick. They're so much up right now, and they're choosing to go with the Mina. So this blue team, I gotta say, really loves their supports. They ban out the supports. They banned out Mina, I think, last time, and now they're picking them up. So we got the Natalia pickup. Very nice. And Dark King, let's see what he ends up going with. And that's a lock-in, too. So, and then the Grok. So we may see some hooks coming out, which would be just great. Absolutely great for this, to deal with a Mina. So Mina has that hook ability, being able to bring people towards her, with Grok being able to really single out one person. It's a great counter to each other. Not necessarily a counter, but a great pick in counter, or in retaliation of the other. So we have Malik and Scud being shown. I wouldn't be surprised if both actually get picked up. And sure enough, the Scud is locked in, and we'll have to see if this Malik is actually going to be taken as well. Having both makes your team very tanky, especially with the Mina. I really think they might need an assassin at this point just to get some of these heroes down. So red team, seeing how tanky this blue team is, that is a great pick. Oh, it's such a great pick. The Arum, after all these tanks have been picked, they're going to be able to single out a hero and just destroy them. So great Arum pickup. Great Arum pickup. And also the Wonder Woman with that ability to stun. So they have quite a few stuns on this this red team. I like it so far. Flash being picked up. We just saw Flash do exceptionally well last game. And Morin. So the tankiest of the ADCs, or the marksmen. But will they end up going with it?
Red team's turn to pick.
All right, and then choosing to go with the Slims. And this, like I said, this is probably personal preference. Slims did have a little bit of issues with the arrows early on in the game, just barely missing every time. Not by a lot, just barely missing. So I'm really hoping that they're going to be able to keep this. He's really going to be able to land some more. That's going to help him immensely. Shout out to everybody in chat. I hope you guys are having a good time. This is again game number 2 for this first set of teams. If the blue team wins one more time, they will be taking this set, and we will move on to the next teams. If the red team wins, we will be going into game number 3. And again, this is Heavenly Knights, which is on the red team, versus Infamous, which is on the blue team. Blue team has the advantage. All right, and again, if we just take a look at some of these heroes, they're looking a lot better. I gotta say, they don't have as many punish abilities. I think that's really what hurt them into the late game. That those punish abilities help early on, but towards the end of the game, it really is just night and day having that heal or a flicker or something along those lines. So I'm definitely going to be watching Grok and Mina. They're going to be the playmakers, I think, in this game. All right. Good deal. So we are getting this game underway. Mina is ready. Here we go, boys. Hype up in the chat. Hope you guys are ready. Game number 2. And let's see if Infamous will be able to run away with this one and win this game as well. Now, the red team, or I'm sorry, the blue team, Infamous, actually did struggle through, I would say, 50% of the game. The red team looked so solid the entire time, but they were able to come back and win it. So we'll have to see if they have a better start this time. It looks like Mina was actually able to find Wonder Woman, was able to get her with the hook, and the rest of the blue team was reacting. Slim's throwing out the spear, was not able to connect with anybody, and it looks like everyone's going their own separate ways. Slim starting with the red buff and picking that up pretty quickly. Looks like Mina is holding Slim's hand through the jungle, trying to get him through this as quickly as possible, which is not a bad thing at all. And it looks like Flash able to find Slims, but is going to run into Natalia, flickering away, I believe, there, just to make sure that he didn't take too much damage. Flickered into the bush, and that will be that. Scud up on top versus Wonder Woman is going to have quite the time. So, Ghost was actually on the Roxy last game, so plays a lot of top, and the Roxy was just devastating the entire last game. Grok coming in with the hook, trying to say a prayer, hoping that he would find something, but he's going to have to go fish and go to another lane. The blue team is pretty crowded around this mid. They could be looking to possibly engage onto this Natalia. Natalia does not have that much of a escape, and it looks like Grok actually able to land the hook, and Natalia coming out with some big boy damage, but was able to find Mina. Mina was able to land the hook and get her back that into the bush, but looks like Mina's walking away to safety. Slim's finishing off the owl at this point. That's going to do some great scouting. It looks like they are going to... The Slims wants to initiate onto this abyssal dragon. And sure enough, the blue team just really isn't reacting. Look at this. We have 5 red team over on this side of the map. And they really want to initiate. Finnick with a great ult. And Malik coming in, trying to actually fight this. And the abyssal dragon for the red team is taken. And that will be the end of that. So it just felt like they were man down that entire time. And I believe it's because the Mina just didn't rotate quick enough. First blood actually going down to the top lane, which is that Wonder Woman. And like I said, HK Ghost was top, and he did very well last game with the Roxy, and sure enough, doing well with that Wonder Woman. Oh, it looks like Malik was actually hooked and was able to get finished off by, if I'm not mistaken, Aram, and sure enough it was. So Aram, through the ability, was able to finish it off. So I apologize for missing both those kills, boys. We will make sure it doesn't happen again. I'll keep a closer eye on the health and everything. So let's zoom out a little bit and see what everyone's working with. So right now, it's just a 2-kill, 1 dragon difference at this point. Really easy to come back from. We just need to see some plays from this blue team. And blue team was able to actually start it off slow last time. So it's not too surprising. So we'll see if it was maybe a fluke or if they're actually going to be able to pull something off here. Grok coming a little too late to the party to hook that flash. And Flash is able to get away safe and sound. Looks like Wonder Woman could have... Just looks like she's going to be pushing this top. Blue reacting pretty heavily to this top, and sure enough, was able to get the Wonder Woman. We got Flash coming in. Mina dropping the ult, Flash dropping the ult, and Wonder Woman is going to get away. So that was a 4-man rotate up on top. Grok coming is possibly going to throw out the hook into the bush. Sure enough, but comes up empty-handed. We got the dragon spawning in about 3 seconds, so that is going to see, they're going to see that, and the red team is going to want to rotate to that. But before they can, it looks like the blue team is wanting to take this with that Finnick. This Finnick is the objective killer, and sure enough, throws out his ult, a little premature. Grok throwing his hook, but hitting nothing but the Abyssal Dragon. Malik coming in, dropping the ult. We got Arum actually hitting Finnick with the ult, and the dragon does go down to the Finnick. Finnick is still alive, throwing as much damage as he can onto this Grok, and Arum is in between in a hook by the Grok, but does not land. So through all that action, not too much. Only Flash was actually killed during that entire thing, but they did get the dragon, which is gonna help them out immensely. All right, we got Scud up on top, gonna do some massive damage to this tower, and sure enough, we got Mina checking through the jungle. Did find the Slims, and Grok is coming up to defend the tower. Mina rotating to the middle, is going to run straight into a Natalia. Will they be able to initiate onto her? Sure enough, great. She ulted first, then threw out her her stun, and look at that. Mina with the amazing flicker was able to get away from, and oh, Flash actually flicks all the way over to the Natalia that was actually in the bush. He must have saw her, and oh, and there's the Natalia. So that is first blood for this blue team. So they needed that kill. It took a lot in order to get it, but sure enough, that's going to put them back in this game. And hopefully, they'll be able to get some momentum from it. Right now, we got just Arum and Malik sitting down on bottom. Not a lot going on. If we look back in the mid, the two supports are sitting close. I don't know if they know Grok is there, but sure enough, Mina finding that Wonder Woman. Mina trying her best to hold her there. Mina wishing right now that she had her ult, but that is going to be the end of her. Grok picking up that kill. So now it is a 1-4, and this blue team really needs to be careful. I think Mina got a little overzealous in that aspect. Thought that she could make a play. Her team just wasn't there. So kind of a misplay on Mina's part. But Scud doing excellent work up top, but no one is actually rotating to this top. Look at this. Oh, Wonder Woman again missing that ult. So the last time it was due to a flicker, and I believe that time as well it was due to the flicker. Blue team picking up the owl just in time for the Abyssal Dragon to spawn. They do some great attempts on hitting this Finnick, but just come up empty-handed. Oh, the ult coming in. Oh, and Finnick was actually ulted by Arum, and looks like it's possibly going to get away. In the meantime, Flash jumps in, hits the ult, and kills Natalia. Grok just throwing out hooks, not really connecting to anything just yet. We got Mina coming in. Arum coming in onto the dragon to try to scare away this blue team so they get a chance. Oh, Grok hitting the hook onto the Mina. Mina taking a little bit of damage, and we got a great spear, but just doesn't connect. Red team and blue team are both backing off this dragon. So this is going to give the blue team a better chance at this dragon because they're going to have to go away. Oh, a red team tower actually getting taken out, which is that top one up with the Scud. And it looks like, sure enough, here we go. Finnick, the objective killer, going for this dragon and is able to pick it up. Mina actually taking a spear to the face, and actually Scud getting taken down. This Wonder Woman up top is doing very well, but just not well enough to save the towers. 1-1 with Scud, doing very good. So Arum actually able to pick up the Finnick, who just overextended into her tower and was able to get that kill. So great pickup for Arum. So Finnick is down at the moment. We got to push up on this top, front of this red team and the Grok. And Mina coming in, doing excellent work. Grok coming in with the ult, but just underneath the tower. Maybe not the best situation that you want to be in. Grok right now wishing that he had that ult. Wonder Woman coming in with her ult as well. And it looks like Flash was able to actually picked up there. Scud coming in with some damage, possibly going to pick up this Grok, but it's going to be all for naught if he's not able to get out of there. And sure enough, Wonder Woman hits the hook, bringing them back, and Wonder Woman picking up both of those kills.
A blue team tower has been destroyed.
And it looks like the mid tower was picked up there, and possibly right now the top tower as well. So red, 2 towers, 1 dragon, 8 kills. Blue with 2 dragons, 2 towers. So it is anyone's game right now. It is right now. The red does have the lead, but will they be able to keep that? We have the enraged abyssal dragon coming up. And what is gonna happen next? I'm really not sure what they can do in order to get for either team to really get going. It seems like everything. Oh my goodness! A great gank is incoming at this point. Natalia blowing her ult, but just wasn't able to really connect with the Finnick. Aram coming in, and also Mina. Mina landing an amazing ult. Was able to hit all of the enemy heroes. Grok coming in with a great ult that evens up the playing field, and it is anyone's game at this point, and Finnick is chasing Aram, and look at that damage from the Finnick. Finnick actually could have, Finnick and Mina could have possibly taken that, but that entire fight, look who's actually up top, taking the top tower. So, great presence of mind to keep pushing and not stress out. So that was a 5v4. And oh, look at this. Wonder Woman hitting that execute, killing the Mina. Mina really should have just backed off there, especially with her entire team dead. Finnick coming in to try to help. And if Grok can land this hook, oh, he was so close to landing that hook. That could have been lights out for this blue team. So again, what we saw last game is that this blue team was just so far behind, but was able to come back. And it looks like this red team is not giving them an inch at this game. So right now, the Enraged Abyssal Dragon is going to be killed. This is going to be a huge damage buff for this red team, which is exactly what they need to finish out this game. Looks like all 4 heroes are here. Grok is going to come, and that's going to make... And it looks like... Who picked that up? I don't know who picked it up. I think it was Ara, but it doesn't show the skill, which is fine. Or the icon. So right now, blue is just camping off in their jungle, waiting for one mistake by this red team, and it looks like Mina is gonna find Aram, but they are not gonna want to initiate onto her. So the red team now 3 in mid, and Slim's doing his thing. So this is a big misplay for this Aram at this point. And she knows she's pretty tanky, but look at the reaction time that it would take for Slims to get down there. We got Malik roaming the jungle down on bottom, and this could be a 4-man gank over onto Wonder Woman. Look at the enemy team coming in, and sure enough, this is going to be a showdown in the jungle, and here we go. We got Grok throwing out a hook, but just wasn't able to connect. It looks like Aram's desperately trying to connect with anybody to land that ult. Tries to hit the Flash, and there we go. Flash is going to get taken out here. Oh, and actually lives for just a while longer. Grok coming in with the ult onto the Scud. Scud is taken out, and Mina is going to get taken out as well. And oh, the Finnick gets hooked and pulled back into the fray. That is five heroes up for this red team, and they are going to look to close this out. Oh, and Malik gets hooked, and he is going to be taken out as well, and that is the game. So a great game for this red team, finishing it off. Good stuff. Very good stuff. And the Aram's ability still going strong. And that is the end. So very good stuff. So that was game number 2. And we're waiting for the stats to load up at this point, but it looks like the game has frozen, so we will just take it back. So it looks like there is going to be a game 3 in this game. So we'll go ahead and get that loaded up. My game did crash, so I'm going to have to load that back up here in just a second. So it'll be just a moment, boys. So I gotta say, Infamous, they came back last game and did so well. But this game, they lost the beginning. I gotta say, their beginning team fights and everything really put them behind towards the late game, and that's the thing that's hurting them the most in all of these games. And my game is running a little slow. There we go. All right. All right. It is 1-1 now. Red team won game 1. They did. And then the blue team, or the red team won game 2. So that puts them at 1-1. So the person who wins this will win it all. Do you get lifesteal for the middle arcanas? I forgot what it's called. I spent 0 dimes on this game and got a full tier 3 page for marksman. Look at you, bud. It was worth it. My dude. Look at you. You're talking to Dark? Oh, yeah. I used no arcana, still in plat 2. Dark Dino, you need to get some arcanas, bud. You're really hurting yourself until you get those. Really, honestly. Honestly, don't get heroes, only arcanas. That's my best advice to any new player. Because the heroes will come eventually. Or if you really want to, you can, buy a hero or something like that. When it comes to arcanas and earning gold, it's so valuable to spend it all towards those arcanas. So just waiting for the ready check, and then we will get going. So it looks like NTG, HK, ready. Okay, we are starting the next game, boys, so let's get into it. Without further ado, this is game number 3. All right, so already Superman band coming out strong. And we will have to see what the red team is going to do. So both teams won a game. Look at that, the Aram ban. We could have known that was going to happen. Aram's such a devastating hero, especially in when it comes to team fights. Able to take out one person as long as she has the life. And also do damage as well. So it's really going to come down to this team fight. So Superman and the Chugnar both banned from this blue side. And the Grok as well. It's much different bans than what we saw for the very first game. Now that these teams know what the other is capable of, and we're seeing some very targeted bans.
Red team's turn to ban.
And then the Linda's ban and the Violent ban. So the two of the top tier marksmen both getting banned out.
Red team's turn to pick.
All right, so we got the Flash coming out. I'm really surprised that they're not choosing to ban Flash more. They have been doing Flash has been doing so well. They actually are able to pick up the teamie, which is pretty good. Teamy's actually been banned both of the other games. So, great stuff for them. Teamy already locked in. Malik looks like it is a struggle on which one they want to pick.
Blue team's
Going with the Malik.
pick.
Very good. Very good pickup. Looks like Ghost going with the Wonder Woman. That worked really well for him up on top. He was able to take out the Scud, which was definitely a note to show how good Ghost is. Scud versus Wonder Woman. Scud should win that battle, but again, it comes down to skill. What is this? This is the Premier Valor League. If you want any more info, PVL is the command. You can go and see the schedule and the website. That will tell you all your questions. This is a tournament in between the high-ranking players and the AOV World Cup. So this is just kind of an intro for high-ranking people in a team setting to play each other.
Red team's turn.
So we got Mina, Slims, and Crest coming out for this blue team, and this blue team's looking solid, I gotta say. Crest is a great support, but with the Mina, I feel like they're gonna be a little too tanky, and not enough damage is gonna be coming out. As far as this red team, we see that our Emily just, man, we haven't seen her really do that well. We saw her be a part of a lot of the kills, but we never saw her become the beast that we want her to be. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out. And the Rourke getting picked up, amazing choice, especially with these tanks. He's going to be able to shred through them, especially to these smaller people, or smaller life champions. But switching to the Finnick, which has worked for him very well. So great plays, or great choices all around. The Jannar is, we saw him do very well with Jannar, actually. But, again, it comes down to who can execute. So, the first time we saw this go through, this is the same, almost the same team that they rocked with, except for the teamy. And they were able to finally pull it off in the end once they got the gold in their favor. So, if this blue team can pull off that level, or the first game, early game that they had, and just keep that lead, they're gonna do so good. Thank you everyone for the hosts and the follows. I appreciate you. Welcome everybody. Welcome. And let's get this game started. But again, if you guys are wondering what the PVL is, this is going to happen every Wednesday and Thursday night. We are doing 2 full teams going off, 4 teams total, 2 games each, and within each game, it's going to be a set of 3. So, so the 2 teams are going to play each other best of 3, and then we move on to the next set of matches, which is going to be 2 teams facing off again against each other, best set of 3. Each one of those, there's going to be 2 of those each night for Wednesdays and Thursdays. And this is just to get going into the Premier League to see who's going to be crowned the best at the end. And also to play some high-level people. It's great practice and great fun. So Emily, this time, so For Honor, not going with the Roar ability, actually choosing the Execute, which is such a better idea, going against the Wonder Woman. So this matchup up top is going to be something that we're definitely going to have to keep an eye out. And sure enough, here we go. So this is game number 3. Whoever wins this little series. We will be moving on to the next 2 teams. So here we go. We got all the heroes rushing over into the jungle, and we actually have Flash kind of going towards the bottom, but the majority of the heroes are actually on the top side of the map. We got Teamy running in, doesn't know what he's running into. Emily taking a huge arrow to the face, and Mina coming in as well. And look at the damage that's getting done here. And sure enough, Finnick is going to be the first one down to that Wonder Woman. And looks like they're still in hot pursuit at this point. Dark already backing off, and the rest of the team going. And look at this. They are going to need to start this buff. So Teamy and Emily doing a great job starting this buff, getting this going so that Finnick can come in and get his get his jungle moving. So if you look, Slim's already finishing his blue, and Finnick not so far behind. So pretty good. I gotta say, Teamy's doing a pretty decent job. He is definitely helping out his Slims, even though he's behind and already gave up first blood. So props to him. Props to Teamy. Crash already in lane, and if we look, Teamy's not that far behind from that Crash, and Crash has been in lane. Mina actually going to the mid, already having the mobility boots, is going to be getting around this map fairly quickly. Jannar taking a little bit of damage there from the flash, but choosing to back off, and it looks like Jannar actually going to help the Finnick as well. So this could be their strat, is to try to get Finnick up as quickly as possible so that when this dragon spawns, they are able to take these objectives, because they have to know at this point that those objectives won them both games. Or I'm sorry, the objectives are the things that have won each red team. And sure enough, the dragon has spawned, and they have to know at this point what is happening. And the red team has rotated onto the bottom, and look at this. 5 of the blue team is down on bottom, ready to go. So we will see what ends up happening with this dragon. We know all 5 heroes on both sides are down by this dragon, doing a tug of war on who wants to fight this first. And I think that if Finnick actually hit that dragon, I think that would really spark the entire thing. Flash going in, trying to see if anyone's there. Finnick taking a big arrow to the face, or spear to the face. And we got Malik not caring, running into the bush. And look at that, Teamy doing an excellent job on the hook. And Malik was only able to hit Wonder Woman with that. Wonder Woman retaliating with a great ult. And we got Teamy in the middle, and that is Flash down. And it looks like Wonder Woman is possibly going to go down as well. Malik very close, and Slims was able to pick up Emily, and it looks like Finnick was able to pick up Wonder Woman. Oh, I apologize. It looks like Jannar was able to pick up that Wonder Woman. So that was a 2 for 3. Or I apologize. No, that was a 1 for 1. Or I'm sorry, 2 for 1 exchange. And there we go. Kratos was picked up by this red team. It is now a 2 to 3 and a dragon difference. As far as money is considered, they do have a little bit of an advantage, but it is not quite as extreme as you would think, especially giving up the first blood and the dragon. And it looks like Ghost trying his best to go for Emily. Emily getting hooked back, and that is going to be the end for her, most definitely. And that rotation, the entire red team is still in the jungle, really needs to take advantage. Since they rotated so hard top, they really need to push this lane. Looks like Jannar actually using his ult, Flash using his ult as well. Slim's coming in, Teaming dropping his skill, landing on all 3, but just wasn't enough, and they're choosing to disengage. While this Wonder Woman is pushing up top, and Finnick trying to get some damage out onto this Wonder Woman. We got Slims actually rotating up top to protect the Wonder Woman, and Finnick is going to back off. So we haven't heard anything from Crash this entire time. It's been really down on bottom, just farming his own, doing his own thing. Teamy was able to hit Flash, but nothing was to come of it. And look at this, a huge setup. Teamy in unexplored territory, and the blue team chooses to back off there. We got an arrow coming in, doesn't land. Flash actually initiated on by Teamy, but they're choosing to back off. And this red team looks like they just want to try to get these kills. They're not very concerned with the Wonder Woman that keeps pushing top so well. And look at this, Teamy trying to go in to help, but is backing off. The dragon now spawning here in 2 seconds, and sure enough, you know that the Finnick has his eyes on that. And it looks like Teamy trying to scare away this blue team so that the red team could possibly start this. But Crash actually is able to scout it out. He knows that it's gotta know something fishy's going on. Mina able to get all 3 or 4 of the heroes and ult them. Crash coming in with his ult as well. This red team is completely scattering, trying to get away. And there it goes. Jannar and also another hero. And that Finnick was able to pick up Mina. And looks like Emily as well taken out. Amazing play by Mina. Mina was able to get in there, sacrificed herself, and chased them down that entire time. So this blue team turning this around. Able to pick up this dragon. So that is going to be a dragon and possibly a tower if they rotated mid, but choosing not to. They're actually choosing to go bottom, so hopefully they're able to pick this up as well. Looks like the creeps are kind of in their favor. They should be able to take this tower with little to no problem. There it is. Teamy and Jannar rotating on bottom. Teamy's stun gets prematured. And looks like, oh, Wonder Woman actually turning the tide of the battle with the ult, and Jannar taken out. Malik coming in with his ult a little too late at this point. And look at that, Crash coming in, and boom, dropping the trident onto the Malik, picking up the kill. They're gonna run straight into Finnick. Finnick is gonna need to get out, and takes a little bit of damage from the Crash. Actually, Teamy is very low and took some damage there from those oh my goodness, and almost landed that. The tower being taken down, and looks like no one is actually going to come down to help, and Slims is out of there. I would have to say Emily really needs to start pushing. Like, I really don't know what she's been doing this top. She sat in the jungle. She may not have known, but look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This blue team now rushing up top, and look at, she is absolutely so close to dying that she doesn't even know it, but the whole blue team is now rotating up on top. Flash going in, trying to get that red buff, but Finnick was able to pick it up. And we got a little bit of a lull in the gameplay, so let's take a look at possibly some of the items that these heroes have picked up. Finnick looking really good with those items. And could this be a possible initiation onto this Darkslayer? That'd be such a huge thing for this blue team, but oh, here we go. Team fight going up on top. For Honor is just completely outgunned and is going to go down. All the ults going out. If the blue team could get to mid and stop them from getting this tower, or they're going to have to trade towers. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to trade this top tower, or mid tower for a top tower. But they did end up getting that kill, which is going to put them a little bit farther ahead. So if we look at money-wise, they are slowly taking this lead, this blue team. This red team really going to have to pull in some kind of team fight and make a comeback. Fresh coming in with his ult, just not able to get there. Using it for more of the movement speed, I'm assuming. And the red team is now completely under the tower, and this could be Wonder Woman going down. Crash actually jumping in, and oh, Malik actually initiating on as well, and that is Wonder Woman down. And sure enough, that is also Teamy down as well. And now, look at this. This is the kind of fight that I was talking about the entire time. Look where Slims is. Slims is all the way on bottom, was trying to push the tower. And meanwhile, the entire team gets taken out. This is what the red team needed, was that comeback. And this is where, again, the red team shined last game. The first game. The first game, the red team was down behind, was not looking good, but look at this. The red team now pulling it together just like before, and that is a base tower right there. High ground tower taken out. Jannar, casualty from that tower being taken out. And the blue team is fully grouped in mid. Looks like the red team backing off, trying to farm up a little bit, and ooh, sure enough, the Kratos actually going to be enraged, and it looks like the red team may initiate onto that while the blue team is taking the Darkslayer. And Teamy may see this going on, and sure enough, the Darkslayer is taken. So that is a great pickup for this blue team. Basically what they needed to get, hopefully, their money back from when they just died, and that is Emily dying on the top tower. They are actually dropping the Drake at this point to get some damage onto this, but they dropped it right onto Finnick's ult, It is now about half-life. They are initiating onto the teamie. Malik coming in with the ult, slowing and doing damage as well. And Malik is down. And now they're initiating onto Slims. Huge ult from that Mina. Mina doing an excellent job, and Slims was able to pick up on the teamie. So Jannar by himself with this entire team flickers away while Mina would have landed that for sure. And this is where, oh my goodness, gets absolutely shredded. And this is the game. This is actually the end of the game. Emily is not able to do anything, pushes away, and that is it. Wow. Wow. That is it. Congrats. Congrats. Such a great into that game. Such a great into that game. And that is HK winning it. So congrats to the, what was it? Heavenly Knights. Heavenly Knights do take it. Such a great, Red Team had such a good opportunity to come back and win that, but they just overextended and weren't able to make the plays. And I gotta say, like I keep saying, that Emily is just such a kind of a hurtful pick. She doesn't really have the qualities that you want for a teammate. She does good damage. She did 26% of the damage, but the problem is she doesn't have anything. She's similar to a Xanis. Xanis doesn't have anything that offers the team anything. He just does damage. Doesn't have a stun. You know what I mean? Nothing along those points. She definitely does well. She can do damage, not against her. But when it comes to these team fights, someone is like for instance, a Crash, an AoE slow, stuns and everything. I know he's more of a support, but let's look at Wonder Woman. AoE stun, hook, and also is able to be a little bit tanky. I mean, it's just night and day when you look at the heroes and who they're picking. So great stuff all around. So we are already at 8-10, so things are looking good. We're going to go ahead and get the next games going. Xanis has a stun, but that's true, but it is not like a Wonder Woman. And he's very fragile in comparison to, say, a Wonder Woman. I understand where you guys are coming from with that, but it is night and day playing with those. She's not great, but she's not trash. I definitely agree with you. She definitely has her place, but I think when it comes to the team fights, she just needs something in order to be great. So look for instance, she's supposed to take has a similar kit, if you will, to someone like an Omen. Omen has the ability to root someone in place, which is awesome. Has the ability to bring someone back to him. If you look at her, she does have that kick ability, which is nice, and she does have the ability to be a little bit survival with the shuriken, but when it comes to anything else, there's just not much there. So I think if they maybe had a different hero that could maybe help, maybe disengage fights or something along those matches, she would have definitely done pretty well. But this is just, nitpicking at this point. Both teams played very well and executed very good. All right, so we got the next games coming out. So let me find those teammates right now. So we got Rowdy Dumplings versus Squad 2 Deep. So we'll be finding them. If you are part of those teams, make sure to shoot me a message on the Discord, and I will find you very quickly. All right, let's get this game started. And again, welcome everybody. If you guys are just tuning in, that was the first set of games done. Heavenly Knights did take it over Infamous. We're going to be getting the next set of games. It is best of 3, and we have Rowdy Dumplings, Squad 2 Deep. I'm just getting the codes out right now, and then hopefully they will be ready to rock and roll. Oops. Alright, codes are out to both teams, so good stuff. Great Batman game just now. Did you? Nice, very cool. I agree, good game to HK. Yes, it was. Both teams played very well. Absolutely very well. Yeah, what else? Who did we miss by chance? Both teams still have not confirmed anything at this point. Oh, there we go. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Alright, looks like game's filling up, so we should be able to start here pretty soon. Crush was killing everything. I gotta say, he did very well. He was around most of the fights. I think at the very beginning he stayed a little too long on bottom, but it seemed to work out towards the end of the game. Alright. Yep, we're just waiting for him to show up. So we still got about a quick... Game's not supposed to technically start until 8:30, so we're just trying to get it rolling as quickly as possible. Uses ult for mobility. He did. That is very true. I forgot about that. Crush did. He was trying to get to the fight as quickly as possible through his ult to try to get over there, knowing that they were going to be able to possibly finish it off. So, yeah, gotta say, it was pretty good. Oh, this is that emo song you guys were talking about the other day. You're like, why do you listen to such sad music? And I just listen to chill music, that's all. That's all I'm trying to go for here. Alright, we have one full team ready to go. We're just waiting on the other team right now. Alright, they're taking their time. So, we got some time to kill. But, yeah, pretty interesting. I wish we saw some. We could probably look and see if anyone maybe took some clips from that. Oh yeah, there was some clips. Let's see if there's any good ones. We'll check and see if the clips are worth looking at. Looks like some of these were just from an hour ago. I'm checking see if any of them. Valor series not on Twitch. What do you mean, Devil? It's not gonna be on Twitch? Yeah, it will be. It doesn't start until, what is it, tomorrow or something, right? Saturday. Are they doing only in-game now? What? No, they're not. And Facebook Live. Huh. Don't even tell me this, boys. Don't even tell me that. Don't even tell me that. That sounds terrible. That sounds so terrible. Dead social media. Yeah, who... I'm sorry, does anyone over... Like... Anyone between the ages of 18... No, not even 18. 16... And 40 even care about Facebook? It seems like only grandmas use Facebook now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know. I still don't know people who use it. So people were trying to tell me that I need to advertise on like Facebook and stuff like that. I'm like, what? People don't use that. People use it to like share fake news articles and silly things because Tencent doesn't care about NA. Very clear. Why don't people Valor on Twitch? I mean, I do all the time. I Valor all the time on Twitch. Always here. But yeah, I don't know. But I know what you're saying. Like, it's very niche. What is Facebook? Yes, I'm still young. I feel you. I feel you. Like, Facebook is just one of those things that, like, people just don't use. Rain, our business is running Facebook ads, lol. What? Oh my god. Like, what is your target audience, though? I remember, like, when Facebook was, like, a thing, it was such a big thing. It was such a big thing because of the, what do you call it? Because of the interaction and stuff like that. But now it's just ads and silly things that no one wants to see. Like, I get on Facebook and it's just gross. It's just like, oh, here's another ad for someone that liked something on CNN. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that, you know, if it's interesting. But then you look at it and it's like, oh, just kidding. Your friend watched it, but it's an ad. It's like, okay, what is real and what's not in this thing? Join us on the Valor series on Facebook Live. Are you kidding me? Does anyone really want to do that? They must be doing it for advertising, and I could kind of see that. It's like, why would we... I think that they're wrong, though. This is not a great idea. Raise your hand if you use Facebook. Using it in AOV account doesn't count. Like, Facebook, though. Why? There has to be a reason. I just don't know why. Like, honestly, they could choose YouTube. Like, okay. If we go through teams that, or I'm sorry, the websites that are the most used, YouTube is one of the top rated ones. So why not just stream it to YouTube? It just seems like a no-brainer. Not to mention that you're already putting out YouTube videos. It just doesn't make any sense. Especially here, look, I'm gonna show you. Here's my point. You go to esports, right? Cool. You got 1,000 people watching something. Season 2 trailer. Okay, don't care. Look, you go to videos over here, right? What are all these? YouTube videos. I don't see Facebook videos, so what are you doing? What are you doing? These are all YouTube videos. So you already are promoting YouTube. So stick to one platform. Don't go Twitch. Don't go, like, if you want one thing, yeah, you might as well go to LiveMe next, and then you know what? And then Snapchat. Why not? Just hit the trifecta of every social media thing. So they're obviously just trying to bring revenue into their Facebook page, which is just, if you're like me, you're not gonna do that. Not watching it on Facebook. Yeah, you could have used Mixer. Yeah, if you really want to get desperate, you could have. It's just gross. I don't know. It's weird. Just weird. Yeah. Agreed, Rain. See, isn't it just, it's just so weird. It's just a weird thing. Probably cheaper for them, but like all of them are free. It doesn't take anything new to do it. That's the crazy thing. Isn't Valor TV on the game app? It is. But it's pointing to YouTube. Valor Series Season 3 will be hosted on GeoCities and will be founded using Ash Jeeves. Myth. You know what's up. You know what's up. So weird. So we're just waiting on one more, boys. AOV seems promoted so much on LiveMe, putting banners everywhere. But like, yeah, it's weird. Like, LiveMe is just so strange. LiveMe is such an odd, weird place. Let's look at it. Like, from what I remember looking at, okay, first and foremost, LiveMe requires Flash. Yep, just clicked out of the video. And what the very front page is, I'm scared. I'm terrified of this. Really terrified of this. I'm not gonna, I don't know what is about to happen. I mean, it's a good concept. I mean, it's a good concept. You can't knock it, but it's just weird. What the hell? It's so weird. The crazy thing, like, I don't know. It's just So many cam girls. Yeah, this is weird. Let's see what they say. And that could be, Astral, that they're more popular, could be more popular overseas, but I don't know. I bet someone is going to stream the AOV stream on Twitch, right? Just like everything. Alright, so we're just waiting for one more. Or waiting for a ready check right now. Facebook is in fact banned in China. There you go. Learn something new. Why doesn't Tencent care about NA? I think that they just need to get more more people. Maybe the partnership is internationally done. Could be. Could be. It looks like we are ready to rock and roll, boys. Let's gear up. Let's go into game number 1. Here we go. All right. So this is team on the left. We got who we got here. We got Rowdy Dumplings with Look You're Dead as the team captain, I think, here. And then Squad 2 Deep over on the right-hand side with the red team. So Squad 2 Deep, team captain is Prophetic? Fetic? Prophetic. VTech. Interesting. All right. So we got the RM band already coming out. Superman band. These are pretty obvious ones. The bands that I would like to see are a little interesting. So just a little tip for anyone that's watching that's possibly thinking about getting to this. If you are on the blue side, you do not need to ban Lindis or any of those high-ranking heroes because you have a chance to get them. So ban some of the lower-tier champions that aren't as crazy and let the red team use their bans on them so that you can acquire some of those higher skilled cap champions. So an arm ban is a pretty good one because she is not a normal top 3 ban. She definitely can be, but a Lindis, Superman, Rourke, some of those heroes are still super strong into this game, and you can wait and see if you could possibly get one of those. So there's still quite a few great champions out there. Let's see what they end up banning. Welcome, by the way, everyone. Appreciate your faces. Ziggy, welcome. Good to see ya. We're doing the PVL right now. If you're ever curious, PVL is, there's the link. You can go and check it out. This is some of the higher ranked people trying to get some higher ranked team play in. And this is a good way for them to practice and also have the feel of someone kind of commentating and also a whole crowd of people watching them. So you guys can cheer them on. So we got the Violet band was the last one with the Teamy on the red side. So good bands all around, I gotta say. I don't know why they would have banned Violet, but it could have been since the blue team is more comfortable with the Slims and went with them. Violet right now is just a wrecking force. And Slims is very good as well, but the changes to Violet has made her a top priority ban for sure. Natalia is being shown on this red side, so we'll have to see if they actually go with that or not. So right now, definitely some of the high skill cap champions really need to start shining in the AoE for sure. Like some of them, specifically like a Slims. In order for Slims to do very well, normally you have to land that spear that he throws, and that's a great thing. So keeping him and that little area is great. Violet takes a little less skill, but is just a wrecking force. I feel like they need to adjust her a little bit. Grok, great pickup for this red team. It looks like Jannar and Irie on this blue team. Looks like Irie's probably going to be switching or may not have the proficiency, showing the boots already. And we'll have to see. The Omen getting picked up, more than likely going against that Irie. So they, knowing that, picked into the Irie, which Irie is pretty good against Omen. But I think Omen could definitely win the battle. It's going to come down to skill. It's going to come down to skill. So we got the Finnick pick. Finnick, again, just interesting that he is getting picked up so much. He's such a strong hero, but is just completely paper when looked at by any champion. And we got the Crest and the Chugnar being shown. Chugnar instantly locking in. So this team doesn't have much damage. So blue team is a little light on the damage. I don't know if I would. I mean, 2 supports is not a bad play at all. And picking up the Mina. So it looks like their initial reaction was to play a dive comp, but Mina is going to put a stop to that for sure. And with the Grok, so they're going the double support as well. So pretty good answer, actually. I would have to say, like, basically what I would expect from a higher tier game, especially trying to react to the picks. So, Squad 2 deep, looking mighty good, as well as this blue team. So let's get into this battle and let's see what's going on. Interesting thing to note is Crash actually has the tower disable as well as Mina. So Mina is looking to possibly do some tower diving of her own, which I don't know with this team if they're going to be able to do this. But there was still quite a few heroes out there that could have potentially really been devastating against this team, but I think they did pretty well. The disengage from both Grok and Mina for a Crest, as well as an Irie, is going to do well. Being able to hold them in place with both Grok and Mina with Natalia is going to be, again, a great synergy between those 3. Omen is going to probably do his thing up top, and Finnick with his ult as well. The synergy between these people is very good. So if we look at the blue team, as far as synergy, Crest is going to be able to get them out of, or I'm sorry, not Crest. Chugnar is going to be able to get them out of Mina and Grok's abilities, and as well as any of the other stuns that are on there. So Chugnar is such a good pickup. Crest is going to be able to disengage most of the battles that come in. So if there is any kind of diving, he's going to be able to put a stop to that. Jannar, always good for the AoEs and the good times. And Irie, obviously a menace if left alone to farm. So let's see what happens. So Chugnar, great pick, especially on this blue team so that the red team does not pick them up. And here we go. We got the Chugnar able to see the Grok up in the lane. Omen and Mina going to their perspective lanes. I think that's kind of a misplay. If blue would have initiated onto this red buff, they would have had to react in some way, and that would leave the Omen so far away that he wouldn't have been able to help. So if we go down on bottom, it is going to be Crest versus the Omen, which I really think that they would probably have wanted to send the Irie. Irie actually getting hooked right there. She's going to get They have double tanks up on top. So this could be a strategy that they're actually gonna rock with this game. So actually, I don't dislike it. They are gonna be able to really lock down this Irie from being able to punish. She's gonna have to rely on her shuriken as damage. And the two, once they hit level 4, this is just gonna be a bad day for this Irie. Looks like Chugnar are going to be moseying up on top to put some support to this Irie. Irie throwing some of the shurikens into the bush, but just wasn't able to contact anybody. And right now, Crest actually sitting well as far as the levels. Almost level 4 as Omen is going to try to get this. Finnick actually rotating down on bottom. We got both junglers and both bottom lanes sitting down here ready to party. So Finnick is going to sit into this bush, hoping that Slims moseys this way, and sure enough, he's going to. He misses the ult, but was able to get him with the skill. Finnick actually dived in, takes quite a bit of damage, and that is 2 for the price of none. Down on bottom, Blue is going to get first blood. Good for them. We got Blue and initiating onto top. Grok landing a hook onto a minion, comes up empty-handed. Mina, gotta be careful, gonna run straight into Jannar. Jannar making quick work of the Mina, and then Natalia trying to ult, gives some damage out. Grok really needs to land this hook. Perfect hook right there, able to save Natalia. So a 3 for 1 in that initiation, or in that little battle on bottom as well as top. So it would have been a 1-to-1 up on top. So Mina coming back into the action. Going to be heading back on top. So the Grok and Mina combo up top is so dirty because it just really completely shuts down the top lane. And we got Jannar actually coming in with the ult. Omen dropping his ult onto Jannar. Jannar actually in the ult for the Finnick. It looks like Omen was able to take out Jannar, but Finnick, in the meantime, dies to the Crest. So that is a 2 for 1 trade-off, and in the Blues' favor. Blue should really look to take this dragon, but they're kind of, I don't know why they're waiting. So they have the life, they have everything. Oh, Chugnar actually getting ulted there. Natalia trying to throw out the ult, but misses. And that ult is going to come in handy here, especially now that the dragon has been seen. Slim's trying to land the ult onto the Finnick. Finnick wasn't able to. Finnick is trying to desperately throw his ult. And blue team does pick up the Kratos. And a big boy stun from the Slims landing onto that Omen. We got Kresh using his ult, trying to stay alive. And sure enough, Finnick landing another hook, or another spear. And that is insane. It is a 1 for 5 trade-off, and also the dragon for this blue team. Jeez, that blue team, excellent Kresh play there. He stayed alive with a sliver of health on that Kresh, and is picking up, obviously, the gauntlet, and is going to run back to base. So this red team is in some trouble. The next fight, hopefully, needs to go their way, or else they're going to have some issues. And sure enough, looks like the Sentinel was picked up. Ooh, Chugnar was hooked there. Great try at the ult, but Grok coming up empty-handed with that ult. So the Tier 1 tower for this middle is taken out, which Grok would have hooked him into, and it would have been a much different story if it would have been there. But yeah, they were able to pick that up, so great for them. Red team sitting pretty heavy in mid. We got the Chugnar finding out the Grok, and it looks like Finnick trying to initiate onto the Jannar, but just wasn't able to do that much damage. Jannar did use his ult, which is a little interesting. I'm not real sure why he did that. And oh, and it looks like Crest and Slims were able to take out the Omen on bottom. So this should be the tower, but looks like Finnick has something to say about that. Coming down on bottom, trying to save. And another hero going down, and that is the Grok, was able to get picked up by the 3 heroes in mid. And it looks like Irie rotated down on bottom, was able to help with that. So it is a 12-3 lead for this blue team, and it looks like this blue team is going to try to put some pressure onto this dragon, and they haven't seen this yet. Finnick is now sitting with Crest in mid, and now Crest, they still don't know that they're doing this dragon, and just too little, too late. Crest is now going to get away and really did a great job delaying this red team. And and looks like Chugnar was hit with the ult from Omen. Omen taking huge damage. Natalia dropping the ult and was able to pick up the kill. We got Grok laying out his ult, but just wasn't able to connect. Omen is walking away from this, and Natalia did a great job there, hitting about 2 to 3 people with that. Crashed actually getting hit by the Grok, and Natalia or Irie coming down on bottom, picking up the Finnick kill. Great stuff, very good stuff. Look how low this Omen is on bottom. If Crash did have his ult, would be able to pick this up, but he should be able to just completely walk away from this. Does disable the tower, which might be a little and looks like an ult coming in from Omen, and he is just going to walk away here. Looks like all the ults are getting used just to kill the Crash under the tower, and look at that tower damage. Just one more hit would have been able to finish that off, and Crash may have been able to live there. And a great blind hook from Grok, but Natalia just wasn't quick enough to throw out that stun. And this should be the tower being taken out. We'll see if they are able to stop it, and sure enough, she should have walked in front and taken the damage from the tower. Eventually it was going to go down, but it could have saved another creep wave. So, if we look, 13 kills, 3 towers, 2 dragons for this blue team. Blue team now looks like they're going to be rotating to mid. There is now 4 heroes in this middle, and it looks like Irie trying to get this Mina, and that is going to be the end of Mina. Omen got the ult onto the Irie. Irie is not going to be able to initiate. Able to hit Finnick with a great blade, and Finnick should go down here if Chugnar has anything to say with it, and Fresh ulted a little too little too late, and Grok ulted nothing, and he wasn't able to save his teammate, and he is going to go down as well as Omen. It was such a misplay on that Grok. Grok did ult, but he ulted towards the tower as opposed to the other direction. That is another tower down. That is 4 total for the blue team. A great stun on the Mina, but they are looking towards these objectives. They are rotating to mid and are looking to take this as well. You got to give it to Irie. Irie's sitting in the jungle waiting for anyone to possibly mistakenly run through there, but definitely wasn't able to. And there we go, the disengage. Another tower, and it looks like, again, where are they going? For the objectives. This is great teamwork, I got to say. They are going down on bottom. They want this next tower, and this red team knows that they need to pull something together. Chugnar coming in, was able to use his ult and get away from that Grok that ulted him. Looks like Crash coming in with the big boy ult, and Irie coming in, dropping the ult as well, and this could be a full team wipe. Finnick barely gets away. So close, and look at that, Natalia actually picking up the kill on the Slims. He just overextended, got a little greedy, wasn't able to finish it off. Irie doing some great work to this tower, and sure enough, was able to finish it off. So look at that, 7 towers, 30k gold. And look, Irie is flirting with it, flirting with the idea that they want to get this Finnick. Looks like instead they're going to settle for this Natalia, but little do they know, the entire enemy has spawned, but oh, so close to be able to get him, and this is going to be the end for Irie. Irie coming in, or Omen coming in, hitting the ult, and Irie is down. So 2 dragons, 7 towers, 30k, almost 31k to the 26, so a 4k gold difference. And look at this, Omen double checking, making sure that they're not going for the Dark Slayer. Doing a little scouting. They do all see this Grok possibly wanted to line up for a hook there, but backed off. So this red team really needs to get a objective this game. Right now, if you look at all the towers, the closest one is that middle tower with just barely anything done to it. So right now, the blue is initiating onto that Dark Slayer, and it is bad. Look at this. They have a 5-man team going top right now. They don't need this. They only need one hero there. The Dark Slayer is taken out because they have no eyes on the map. That was a big misplay on their part. They should have switched and spread out, possibly rotated to where a hero possibly was, set up a gank, but they rotate top just to push this little creep wave. For all 5-man, definitely misplay. So this red team now seeing this Crash waiting till the hook goes out and uses his ability to get out of there. Look at this team. So they are now rotating to the Enraged Abyssal. Again, 5-man rotating top. This team just doesn't know what to do at this point, and that is the Abyssal and the Dark Slayer picking up for this blue team. This blue team is crushing it as far as objectives. This red team still has not taken a single one. Crash getting picked up there. Grok a little slow on the ability to ult. He probably shouldn't have used it in the first time. Oh, and ulting Crash, or hooking Crash into the entire team, and sure enough, that is going to make quick work of the entire red team. The entire red team is possibly down with the quad kill. Irie really wants to get this, isn't able to dash through the core, but that will be the end. So that is a 23-10 game. Look at that. 8 towers, 1 dragon, 1 Dark Slayer, 3 dragons. That team was doing so well. And that is RD taking the very first game. So we will go ahead and get game number 2 underway pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and switch this up. Let me get the codes out to the teams, and we will get this next game going. So RD win game number 1. Great plays all around. They literally are there to win. The beginning was a little sketchy, to say the least, but they were able to really come around and execute very quickly after that beginning half. So what do we got? There we go. All right, codes are out. We will have the teams be joining. So I'm gonna have to say, out of all those heroes, which one was the playmaker, or the one that really just did so well? I gotta say that Crash. They really needed to do something about that, and they didn't have an answer for it. I thought the Mina and the Grok were really gonna be able to push him away, but it really just didn't happen, unfortunately. So we're just waiting for the other team. So S2D is already in the group, and we're just waiting for him to show up now. Boys, again, thank you guys all so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for the 20-second delay, but it is good to see all of your faces. So good to see all your faces. Apologize I can't spend more time talking with you guys, but after these rounds, we'll be able to get some games in, hopefully. Pirate, thank you so much for that follow. Much appreciated, especially... what is it? Steam Robot, appreciate you. Ninja, Doki Doki, Knight, Cord, who else? Who else sent me with follow? POS, POS, POS. Thank you so much. One sit go. Near chaos. I think it's near chaos. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you guys for all those follows. I really appreciate it. Do you know about that hero? Yes, I do. I have read up on him just a little bit. He looks pretty awesome. Okay, so it looks like both teams are ready, and we are starting the next game, boys. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and pause the music and switch over. All right, and here we go. Good luck to both teams. S2D really needs to win this one in order to make it to game number 3, and we will have to see if they're going to be able to. I want to see what kind of bans that they're going to come with. So S2D really can. I think that they can pull this off. I think it's going to come to bans. Finnick did really well. I got to say, the Finnick, as far as taking the objectives, the reason that they lost is because of Finnick. So banning out Finnick might, honestly, is not a bad call. So right now we have the Lindis ban. Red team banning Lindis. This is what I'm talking about. That's exactly what you want to do. I really do think that this blue team does need to either pick up Finnick first or ban him out. I think that he was the key in order for that team to really pick that up. Rourke wasn't an issue. He was banned last game. I think they're just going with the standard bans. Chugnar might have been the only one that was in last game, which really did put a damper on the Mina and Grok combo. But we will see. If you're running that combo, it's great to know your counters so that you can easily ban it out. Chugnar was a great pickup for RD in that last game, which completely negated a lot of those stuns and a lot of the kills that could have been picked up. Violet getting banned out here, not a surprise. We should see probably the Slims, that's exactly what I was going to say, picked up because SD did use that before. Irie getting picked up right away, and Jannar as well. Jannar very strong at this point. The damage reduction as well as the damage that he puts out, so good. Does anyone know? Yes. If you go to the web, or if you go to the Discord, it tells you everything. But I can go ahead and post it. Hang on one second. Let me find it. I'll tell you who won and everything yesterday. I had it. I just gotta find what channel it's in. Sorry. I'm looking. Trying to find it. It's in one of these channels. There's just so many that I'm just having a hard time. Sorry. Oh, it was on his Twitter. I apologize. So here we go. So if you look yesterday, I'm still looking for it. Okay, so Zelf versus Dynasty, Zelf won. Vsauce versus Gloria Gods won. Knights of Zodiac versus Non-Toxic Gaming, Knights of Zodiac won. VVV versus Trash Time, VVV won. There you go. So if you want, post the link. That's the Twitter post right there. All right, let's get back to this game. We have Crixie and Kilgroth picked up. Great pickups, honestly. Really good pickups. a complete 180 from what they went with. I really thought that they were going to go the Mina and the Grok route, but they picked it a little too soon. And that's the thing, is that if you have a niche with your what's that called? With your team, as simple as you're going to pick Mina and Grok and have like a lockdown. You need to ban outright a Chugnar, and you need to pick Mina and Grok last, because you blindside the other team to be able to, you know, pick against it. I think the thing that kind of hurt the team in last time. Whoa, we got the Omega pick coming in. What is happening? What is my life at this point? I don't even know. We are actually going to see an Omega coming in. I have not got to see Omega played in so long. And we have the Crash that is obviously the counter pick to the Omega to hopefully stop this from happening. So very good stuff coming out. Welcome, everybody. Sorry again, we're casting that tournament. This is game number 2. If S2D loses this game, this set is over. So RD do have the advantage. It's a best of 3 situation. And look at this. Tasty's actually going with Roar at this ability. So what is my life? So it is looking pretty good. We do have the Murad. Murad is such a game changer. But I'm really surprised that they chose not to go with Finnick in this area. They do have the Slims on the S2D side, which he did very well with, but they don't have one of those marksmen, which isn't required. But with that being said, the Omega pick is such an interesting one. Such an interesting one. Irie did so well up on top and is more than likely going to go against the Omega or the Kilgroth, and I don't know what. Or possibly even Astrid. I don't know. I don't know what my life is anymore. So, again, good amount of heals coming out. So, mid actually opting to go with the heal as opposed to more of a flicker that we normally see. But the 2 disrupts on these champions are, I really want to see a lot more of this for sure. Yeah, the Roar on Kilgroth is got to be the interesting pick for sure. So I can see what he's going for, but being able to catch up, like to flicker or to possibly heal, is, I don't know. We'll see how it plays. And here we go. This is game number 2. S2D need to win this game to stay in it. So here we go. The quick run to the jungle for the very beginning of this game. And sure enough, it looks like the red team is going the top side. Slim's already hanging back, which might be a misplay here if this red team actually chooses to go in. But it looks like they are maybe standing their ground. Teamy just kind of hanging out, making sure that this Murad is able to start his journey through the jungle. And Irie going in and looking into this and almost steals the blue buff. Slim's not using the punish ability on the blue buff right away, or maybe using it a little too early. So he really needs to be careful of that. Never, ever, ever use that ability early. It is just not a good thing. It does get it on cooldown, which is nice. The amount of times that you'll lose that buff are going to be way more than the extra couple seconds you're going to get through the jungle. So we already have some initiations on top, and it looks like Astrid actually doing very well against Irie. With that shield and being able to dash towards her really stops the chip damage. So if you look, Oh, got some actually pretty good damage on and missing the stun. Irie waiting for the creeps. Let's check in on bottom. And Kilgrath looking almost perfect at this point with not a scratch on him. And it looks like Teamy's roaming around. So right now we do have Omega sitting in mid, just hanging out. We're waiting to see what's going to happen. Looks like Murad is level 3, going to hit 4 here very soon. Slim's already 4, looking to possibly... They are definitely staring at this dragon. They definitely know what is going on. Looks like Omen initiating and is getting just crushed by the Murad. Murad doing very well. Crixie coming in, landing a stun on 2 of them. And here we go. Kilgrath jumping in. We got Omega was able to land a stun on 2 of them. Omega still in the battle. And the heal actually came out from, I believe that was the mid. Was actually able to save Omega, I'm sorry. But that is a 3-for-1 exchange, and they should be able to pick up the dragon. So Omega did very well, landing the stun on 2 of those heroes. And look at Irie. Irie should have been down on bottom so quick. Choosing to stay top is such a small gain as opposed to what could have happened if she would have been down. So blue team picking up this dragon. And while Irie pushing top, Irie did get quite a bit of damage, so it's not all for lost in that meantime. And it looks like Omega going in and is now sitting down on bottom and looking pretty good, I gotta say. Did great with he landed the stun on 2 enemy heroes back to back. So he ran in with his charge ability, landed it on 2 of the heroes, and used his steals, used his shield bash to really to bash them for quite a while. So good for him. He's doing very well. It looks like Omen, Irie both initiating on him. We got the ults coming out, and sure enough, Omen having to back up. And this is what I'm talking about. If he had Flicker here, instead of that roar ability, he could have been able to chase him down, but he is out to that Jannar. Looks like Crest was rotating up to top, does find Crixie and also Omega in the bush, and then we have Astrid coming up to mid. So let's take a look at some of the kills and where we are leaving off. So Slims with 2 kills, Kilgrath with 1 kill, 2 deaths. So Kilgrath really needs to be more careful. And we have a great stun onto Jannar from that Slims. And then we got, looks like, oh, they disabled the tower. They're actually choosing to dive this. We got this Teamy ult coming out. Teamy's going to be back up and ready to go. The damage from the Crixie was so massive. And, oh, the Crest comes in with the ult, but does not connect. He's trying to chase down the Slims. Astrid coming in, dropping her skills as quickly as possible, but it looks like Slims going down, and Astrid should have really backed up that Slims if possible, but does pick up the kill on the Teamy. Looks like Kresh not really caring too much about damage, running straight through the bush that she saw the 2 heroes at, and is going to back out. So looks like Irie is going to be able to take this top tower, little to no problem. And sure enough, does take it and is going to back off. Murad in lane on bottom is going to be able to get some damage onto this Kilgrath. Kilgrath in a bit of trouble, but luckily has that ult and is attacking and retreating at the same time, which is exactly what you want to do. I know, I keep saying Omen when it's Omega. But sure enough, there's the kill. I really don't know what he was trying to do there, but yeah. Kilgrath is definitely struggling this game. He's really needs to play a little bit more passively. He keeps thinking that he's maybe late game Kilgrath, that he can really tank all this and do all the work that he thinks that he can, but he really needs to farm a little bit more and then become that big beast towards the end of the game. Omega going in on Teamy, but it looks like Jannar able to see Crixie and take full advantage of that, and Crixie is down. And it looks like, oh, Teamy may be able to pick this up. But here comes Kilgroth to back off the push onto their teammate. Slim's landing a great stun, but is just not enough. Slim's going over into mid. Irie should see that they just used their leap ability, so they know that he is going to be vulnerable for quite some time there, but chose not to initiate. Crash going on bottom, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. He knows that he has the disable ability, and now there's 3 heroes down on bottom, and he is going to need to back off here. Teamy accidentally using the ult there, and sure enough, here we go. Crash coming in with the ult, and the whole team gets destroyed by the Astrid and the Omega that came in. The tower getting taken out, and the home run swing coming in from the Astrid, doing just a great job. So great pickups by the blue team there, and they pick up their first tower, and also now rotating to the dragon. This will be the 3rd dragon for this blue team. So good for them. Good for them for indeed. So this Omega is really working for them. So RD hopefully going to rotate to this dragon, and blue team does pick that up. So we haven't really seen much of Murad, and I really am waiting to see some really big ults here soon. He's definitely getting to the point where he's getting a lot of damage, but just really hasn't had too much game time so far to really express it. And we got Astrid actually ulting in, and look at this big boy swing, hits a home run, and we'll find Jannar, but Jannar is rezzed by Teamy, and then we have Omega getting taken out, and Astrid possibly getting taken out, but oh, the return, the Teamy comes in and was able to finish off the Teamy. I mean, Slims was able to come in and finish off the Teamy. So let's take a look at, oh, in the meantime, Murad actually getting taken out by the Kilgroth. This is what I'm talking about. Kilgroth needed this kind of damage. Finally, Irie choosing to back off, thinking that the blue team was actually going to initiate there, but Irie definitely could have chased him down. If we look at kills, Kilgroth now 3 and 3, so that really helped him there. Omega 2 and 1, Astrid 2 and 0. So Teamy, low man on the totem pole with 0 and 4, but his utility in the game is still amazing with that ult. Kilgroth again getting pretty aggressive on bottom, really wanting this tower, and it looks like Jannar actually getting caught out there, and sure enough, the 3 heroes are able to make quick work of him. All right, so look at this. We got a potential gank here, and sure enough, Teamy getting ulted in on. Oh, Omega does miss the first ability, and Teamy is going to hopefully need that ult. We got Omega coming in, dropping the skill on the tower. We got Irie going in on Astrid, but just wasn't able to chase her down because of the 2 tanks there. So I believe, if I'm looking correctly, that was a 1-to-1 trade there. But we got the blue. We got the blue picking up the Abyssal Dragon, and that is huge. That is huge for this blue team. This is almost complete opposite of what we saw last game.
A blue team tower has been destroyed.
And sure enough, we got Slim's switch. Oh my goodness, we have actually a huge dive here by Irie. Irie really was trying to go in hard, but Omega coming in, and Astrid trying to get the home run swing, just wasn't able to. Irie trying her best to stay alive, but needs to stay away from that Omega, but Omega is able to shut her down. And the red team just was nowhere near to react to that. I don't know what kind of dive that was, but looks like Kilgroth down on bottom. But in the meantime, we actually got some initiation. We got Jannar coming in, Astrid getting really low, Omega coming, and we got finally the Murad ult that we were looking for, but Murad sets back a little too late, and the red buff actually kills him. So let's go down to the bottom. So we got the red team is just completely struggling on all fronts here. Kresh did not need to be on bottom. He really should have been elsewhere to help his team, but needed to stop the Kilgroth. But I think he was just the wrong man for the job, and this is going to be the top tower. Possibly going down. Oh, look at that. He is going to be able to save it. So Irie going to be clearing out this top tower, or this top lane. And look at this. Kresh, again, so buff. He is not going anywhere until someone either kills him or a full team scares him off. Kilgroth wanting to stay on bottom, but looks like rotating to the rest of his team. And look at this. Irie actually finding all 4 other heroes, but is able to quickly get away. So if we recap again, it is a 5k difference. Oh, and Bud's interrupt real quick, and the big boy swing coming out. Astrid able to hit 4 heroes, and then we got the Omen, or the Omega, actually able to ult in as well, but it's just not enough. The red team's actually able to clean up quite a bit of it, but oh, they were able to pick up the Kresh from a far distance there and even the score. So that was a 3-for-3 switch there, and look at the damage that is coming out from this Crixie. The red team really needs to focus the Crixie and the Slims at this point. Anyone else is just doesn't matter at this point in the game. And here we go. Look at this damage. It just melted this team.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
And this red team is really having a hard time getting this game going. It is a 8-tower, 4-dragon, and what, 9 kill difference, 6k gold difference, and they are going for the Dark Slayer and picking it up very quickly. Murad is trying to get away. Oh, just barely gets hit with that ability, but is in nothing to worry about it due to him being able to quickly get out of there. But all right, so Crixie now picking up the blue buff. She is stacked, and it looks like they want to make their final push into the mid. Murad up top still with that dragon being summoned. Really needs to get down to bottom. Slim's taking quite a bit of damage. Slim's already under half-life. The tower is disabled. We got Omega jumping in, trying to do his best to hit his everything. With big boy swing coming in, landing on all 4 abilities, and then we got Crixie that was just in the back, able to land all of her abilities. They're just not able to get to the Crixie with this current team. Jannar just gets melted, and that is the end of the game. So we will be going to game 3. So, yeah, S2D just did so good. So good. The Crixie melted everything that she came across. Absolutely melted everything she came across. Slims did very well himself. But the Omega, I gotta say, wow. Was not anticipating that. It was so hard for the enemy team to get to the 2 damage dealers because of the Omega, because of the Astrid, that they had to back off anytime that those 2 heroes went in. The Kilgroth was just running around doing their work, and such a great job. Such a great job. Great execution, for sure. So, we will be going to game number 3, and let's get this going. Switch this up real quick. All right. Get some music going in the meantime. It's 9 p.m. here already, so did they already play? You're looking at, if it's 9 there, yeah, it's 9 here as well. So, most games start at this time, but you can go to, they start at 8:30 Central Time, which is what you're on as well, if it's 9 o'clock for you. and the games start at 8:30, but depending on how many they need to play, could end at any time. Just going. What's the time zone? Central time. Ziggy, it's probably so far off from you, I don't even know. Alright, we got the game loading, or filling up right now. They have a secondary team? Yes, KZ does have a secondary team. So it looks like HD is ready to go. We're just waiting on one more person. Teams are in. We're just waiting on the ready checks right now. Alright, we got one ready from one team. Just waiting on the other. And they're ready. Still need SD to say that they're ready. Game has started. Let's get into it. All right. Sure enough, this is game number 3. Whoever wins this series. This will be the last game of the night as far as the Premier Valor League. Then we'll probably do some ranking afterwards. And here we go. So Aram already banned out. You gotta love that kind of. This kinds of bans for sure.
Blue team's turn to ban.
We got the Chugnar ban, which is pretty standard ban. If you definitely play in the higher tier games, Chugnar is such a beast in getting out of teams that are stun heavy and such. Banning him out, it definitely opens up a lot of avenues of what you can do. So we got the Lindis and the Arum for this blue team. They're working on their third ban. Red team has the Rourke and the Chugnar. So Rourke, solid pick. They actually banning out the Kilgroth. So Kilgroth, I don't think was such as big of a detriment to their loss as say the Astrid or possibly even the Crixie. The Crixie was just devastating. So Slims gets banned out, which is a big change. So Violet is still up. Slims is what they've been rocking this entire time. So I'm curious what is going to be their new bread and butter marksman. And there we go with the Violet being shown. And I believe that that was a no-brainer. But with Slims being banned, that doesn't leave very many avenues up. So I'm curious what the red team is going to go with.
Red team's
So
turn
now that the marksman's being shown, Morin instantly picked. So a little bit tankier, and not many people play him, but he is such a strong hero for sure. So now, what is this red team going to go with? So with the Chugnar being banned, there's a lot of opportunities to go with more of a stun-heavy team. But again, like I said, where they kind of messed up last time, they need to wait to pick those until the end, since they are last pick. That could really throw a wrench in this blue team's in this picking lineup for sure. And they're going with the Astrid. So there they go, locking in the Astrid. So very good. That worked out really well for him last game. So I think that if they keep that up, I think it's gonna go well. The Astrid was able to zone out quite a bit, especially going into the Omega. The Omega was able to lay out a lot of damage, as well as with the Astrid, that just made the entire enemy team scramble. So Jannar looks like he's going to be a next pickup. But who is going to be their response? So Irie seems to be the person that they're kind of go-to. But I'm wondering if they're actually gonna keep with Irie or not. And Baldum, really?
Red team's turn to pick.
Baldum, wow. Okay, I gotta say I don't think I've ever seen him played in any kind of ranked situation. So we'll see. And sure enough, they're going with the same kind of a combo, which is perfect. They did so well. Now the big thing is that they really need that Crixie in order to make this combo work really well, because the Crixie was able to stay in the back and work, and Xanis being picked up. I don't know what this blue team is going for here, but they are just throwing all sorts of curveballs at this point. And Omega being picked up with that Omen on the red side. I mean, they really need what kind of support? I think they have to go Crashed. Or I guess they already have this to kind of disengage, and I think they do need another tank in order to really deal with this damage. I think something like a Crashed wouldn't be such a bad pick. Or do you go more of an assassin route? I'm really not sure. And there it is. It's like I can see into the future. That Crashed is picked up.
Red team's turn to pick.
So red team now, who are they going to go with? And they go with the Crixie. It's like I'm telling the story before it even happens. They did need this Crixie in order to make that combo work. Astrid and Omega actually going in first, letting the Crixie in the background, able to cast off the stuns where it is needed, and also the ult was just devastating. Absolutely devastating. And anytime you see that Astrid ult coming in, you want to get out of it because you know that that stun is going to be right there behind it. So the only big difference is the Morin, which I think is going to add to the disrupt ability, especially with his ult, and the Omega being able to make sure that not to pin someone down is going to be very good as well. I think Omen is going to be good for Crashed if they go one-on-one, but I think that it's going to be more of a Xanis Omen combo up top. Xanis is kind of a weaker hero as far as team play. He's good by himself. If it was just a one-on-one type situation, he would definitely do very well. But since this is more of a team game, he just doesn't bring much to the table, and I think that that's going to struggle for his team unless Baldum is able to land a lot of those ults. Well, yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Everyone else, obvious picks. So the Crash and the Omega going with the tower dive. And I really thought Crest was going to be more of a tower diving champ into that last game, but just really didn't happen. He was using more of his ults as what do you call that? Defensively than he was anything else. And here we go. This is game number 3. Whoever wins this wins it all. Important note, Morin actually is bronze, so he doesn't know that hero very much. So that could actually be a game breaker. Not knowing the hero and what he's capable of, or maybe knowing some of those things, if he's able to keep those stacks up in between fights, or what his idea is going to be, we'll have to wait and see.
Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds.
All right, and we have the big rush to the jungle. Let's get going. This is game number 3 of the series. Whoever wins this, winner takes all. And it looks like the red team is going to be rotating towards the bottom and the blue team rotating more towards the top. And I think that's going to be quite... it's just going to be an exchange for their buffs. Blue buffs for blue buff at this point, and that's going to get the jungles moving. Omen down on bottom, trying to initiate onto this crash and get some damage get some early damage onto him. Looks like Omega and Omen down on bottom, going to be taking this out pretty quickly. Astrid in a bit of trouble here with the Xanis and the Baldum. Baldum actually came in, flicked her over the shoulder, and was able to get a little bit more damage on there, but with that shield that she has, is just so clutch. It's such a clutch shield. So both the teams are playing pretty passive at this point. Both supports kind of staring at each other. And not much action is going on here. They're just scouting at this point, waiting to see if any enemy goes and rotates for them. Omega going in, looking to see what was going on. Baldum actually missing his skill. Omega helping to push the lane. If we go up top, Xanis actually getting initiated on by a little bit by Morin. Morin going in, has his stacks, and is trying to quickly get the Sentinels. Sentinel now about half life. Oh, and in the meantime, while Morin is getting the Sentinel, the Dragon has spawned. Red team does see this. Red team is now going in and initiating on it, and it looks like the ult is out, and I can't tell who it is on, but I believe that was Crash, but both Red team are taken out, and the blue team picks up the Dragon. So that is a 2 for none. Also the Dragon. Great pickup for the red team. Morin just was not anywhere near them when all that was going on. So kind of a misplay. Especially seeing how long he had until he got down there. He should have just beelined it straight down there. Crash using his ult, trying to initiate onto the Morin. Looks like they just weren't ready for that. So Violet didn't throw a single auto attack onto that enemy hero while that was going on. So that was kind of a misplay or miscommunication for sure. Looks like Baldum coming down on bottom, trying to look for that flicker. Throws out the ult, hitting Omen, but not doing much. So the red team is looking for some kind of gank at this point. Really coming up empty-handed. Omega going in, and it looks like big boy damage coming in. Crixie picking up the first kill, and this could be the second kill if they stick with it. And sure enough, that is the second kill, and Astrid was able to pick that up. So good stuff on their end. So that net is now a 2 for 2, but as we're saying that, Xanis does find Astrid. Astrid getting picked off. Crash taking a little bit of damage. If Omen does have his ult, he's going to be able to ult one of them, and they're going to die, so they really need to be careful. Looks like the red team is pushing this mid, but they're going to have to quickly back off. Morin actually going top instead of reacting to mid, which I believe that they should have done. Actually kept pushing top, and it worked out in his favor. No one came top, and they were able to finish it off. Sentinel coming back up, and Morin is looking like he wants to take that. But again, since he killed the Sentinel at the same time as the dragon is up, and the blue team is already putting, getting ready for that from what it seems like. Already setting up as much as possible for it, and a little bit of damage onto that Violet. Morin making his way down to the dragon. And here we go. We're going to have a fight here. The blue team wanting to initiate onto this, and they're trying to take it as quickly as possible. Kresh throwing out the ult a little premature, but does have that shield trying to push away the team. Omen coming in with the ult onto the Kresh. Great job there. And then Baldum actually landing his ult onto the Morin and the Crixie, stopping them from trying to steal the dragon, and the blue team walks away with that. Such a great play by the Baldum. Was able to take 2 heroes out of the play with that ult, and we're able to secure that dragon with little to no effort. And also, who was that died? I apologize. It was Omega actually was taken out in that process. All right, it looks like the blue and red team now sitting in mid. Omen actually showing himself, is trying to hit that ult, does hit the ult, quickly trying to get away. He's taken down pretty low. Now we got the red team reacting to this, and look at that, Omega actually taking quite a bit of damage away from them. They're disabling the tower, and that is all 3 blue team members taken out. So a great catch up. This is a great game so far. It is a great back and forth that keeps happening. So Xanis and Violet were not there. If they would have, it would have been a much different fight. And standing over their 3 comrades that got taken out there. Red team rotating on bottom, going to take down this tower. And with the Omega, make quick work of it and quickly disengaging. So Astrid actually up on top, pushing that lane. And the blue team rotated so far bottom that now Astrid does have the ability, is only one-on-one right now with Violet. Alright, we got some damage coming out from this Crixie. Crixie needs to be very careful with the Xanis very close by, but sitting underneath her tower isn't going to amount for much. Looks like they are tired of the blue team getting these dragons. They are going to initiate on this, and this is Omega going for this dragon, doing quick work onto this, and this blue team is getting ready to initiate onto him. A little too late, and there they go. Omega going down. Crixie getting some great damage. Morin actually doing amazing work on that Xanis, and it looks like Kresh and Omen were in a bit of a fight. Astrid coming in, big boy swing coming in, taking out that Xanis. Astrid continuing to press onto the Violet, getting flicked over the shoulder. Astrid still going strong in this ability. Oh my goodness. And still just weren't able to finish it off. And that is Jannar taken down by the by the Crixie, and Morin taking out the Baldum. So 4 heroes up for this red team. 2 of them are in mid. They're going to be trying to quickly take out this tower. And sure enough, objectives win games. So that is now 2 towers, 1 dragon for the red team, 2 dragons for the blue team. It is a 2K gold difference, and if blue is not careful, this red team is going to run away with it. So red team doing very good as far as figuring out where their faults are and overcoming them. They went for that dragon immediately as it was spawning. Great opportunities. So looks like Astrid taking this top tower with little to no effort. Blue just completely giving it up for free, and that's a big misplay on this Blues team. Complete issue there. So Kresh and Violet down on bottom, trying to even up the score and try to take a tower, and it looks like Omen is trying to get out of there, and sure enough, he is going to get ulted underneath the tower. Kresh is now trying his best to stay alive. The tower is taken down, and that is going to be Omen possibly taken down with one more roll. Oh, but luckily gets the shield and survives. In the meantime, we actually got a big old fight up on the Darkslayer. Darkslayer's under half life at this point, and the blue team is running away, and that is it. Morin is going to go and finish this Darkslayer, and that is the Darkslayer for this red team. So the red team right now in control of this game. Omega looks like he's running straight to bottom to try to defend it. Look at Astrid. Astrid doing absolute perfect work right now. Going mid, taking out a tower. They just got a free tower because blue was too busy and did not rotate. Crash rotating mid, finds Morin, and sure enough, the dragon kicking them while they're down. This red team is really putting on the pressure, and look at this. Jannar almost goes down to the Morin, and that is Morin going down. And look at this, Crixie coming in, was able to finish off the Violet. And there's still quite a few heroes up. And look at this, they can finish the game at this point. And so close. The Drake doing such a great job. The enemies are respawning so quickly. Look at Crash is now back up after that first initial fight. And Crash is about to get taken out. And that is the end of the game. Woo! Such great work by this red team. Such great work by this red team. Wow, that was a great back and forth. But the red team coming in, finishing the game, and that is, wow, so good. All right. Such a good game. Wow. I was not expecting that kind of plays there. So the Astrid got to be play of the game. She was doing so good. Was able to take top undefended. No, and that's just blue poor rotation, but that's Astrid also pressuring top that was able to get that tower, pressuring them the entire game. After the big team fight, rotated to the middle, was able to take the middle, and that started that entire push that ended the game. So good. So good. Great plays for sure. I gotta say, that was like one of the best. That was one of the best back and forths towards that middle of that game. That was crazy. So good games, boys. Little Bunny, you love your Omega. You and Tiny both. Tiny Awkward loves them as well. I don't know if Tiny's here, but yeah, you will see. That is his champion as well. He's a viewer that we play a lot of games. But boys, that was great stuff. Congrats to the winners. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone hanging out and watching the Premier Valor League. I'm going to be switching over to some more, some just